Hello there. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be my blush, bronzer, and highlighter declutter. Now, most of what you see in front of you is out of frame, I realize, but I will push things around as I'm reaching for stuff so that you can see. But basically, I've got my powder blushes here, overflowing this little box that slots into the drawer in my vanity that I hold my blushes and highlighters and bronzers. Here I've got some cream blushes. Here are powder highlighters. Here are powder bronzers and contours. And here are some liquid blushes. And then I've got a few like liquid highlighters scattered around. I'm just going to go through, probably start with the powder blushes. They're the largest category. You can see my little bin is overflowing. And as I go through, I'll explain what each of these are. And, some of these brands are not even available anymore, like gone, years gone. So, okay, let's just get started because I could probably ramble for ages. So please continue watching. These this might be a bit of a longer video just because of the sheer number of products here. I will try not to ramble. I am sorry. I do tend to ramble a bit when I'm talking about beauty products. I don't really have many people in my sort of real life that are into beauty and makeup as much as I am, so I don't really get to talk to people about this stuff. So whenever I'm filming a video or making something for Instagram, I feel like I'm just rambling because it's like, oh, I actually get to talk about this stuff. So I apologize in advance for my ramble. I will try not to do that too much. Okay, blushes. Let me move these up so I can move this container up so we can just make sure we are in frame. Do have some wipes here because I think I've got to swatch these for myself just to make sure that I'm not keeping anything that is too similar in color or anything like that. So first up is a keep. This is some Golan Meteorite Pearls. This was limited edition in Angelic Radiance. I mean, am I the greatest fan of this packaging? Their products, meteorite pearl type products, come in like a much nicer tin. This is like a cardboard container, which means these pearls aren't really protected. Like the scent of them is already gone, which means that whereas I have meteorite pearl finishing type powders that are older than this and they still smell beautiful. So the tin definitely helps preserve the pearls. This is a really pretty pink color. It's like a bright warm pink. It's going to be hard for me to swatch, but you can see it in the powder puff hopefully. Let me just make sure that we are focused. And interestingly, I don't actually have many colors like this in my collection because I don't tend to reach for warm pinks that often, but this is just such a pretty pink. Like in my head, when I look at this, I think spring. This is what it reminds me of. And there's little sort of lighter pearly pearls there, which sort of gives this blush a little bit of a sheen. Very pretty. I don't know how long this is going to last, but I am going to keep it for now, and I'm just going to put it to the side over there. This is a declutter. This is two Inglot blushes. I can't tell you the shade names because it'd be on the underside of the pans. These are really old. These are over 15 years old. These are some of my first Inglot purchases. It's like a really bright warm pink and like a deeper sort of mauvey purple color. Inglot has an amazing blush formula. These are super pigmented. But the thing is, and I mean, you can see, don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of a dip in this one because I have used this a decent number of times, just not recently. And so I am gonna take these pans out, keep the packaging like the palette, but get rid of these two blushes. So far we have one keep and two declutter. This is the only ColourPop powder blush that I have. I did have a few more and I decluttered them. I just love the packaging of this one. I mean, look at how pretty this is. And the color is actually relatively unique again in my collection. It's like a bright, light peach, I guess. And I do have to build it up to show up on my skin tone, but it is very pretty and I am going to keep it for now. This is a red Kiko Milano blush. It is, I think, the only red blush in powder form that I have. And honestly, it is a really nice blush formula. I hate that the packaging is broken and it just bugs me, and it's messy. Like you can see, it's cracking and it just gets everywhere. And I don't actually reach for red blush much anymore. And I feel like if I declutter this and I miss it, I will just go and buy a red blush in an upgraded formula, in a formula that I like, say MAC or I don't know. I'll have to see what's out these days. But I just, because I went through a bit of a phase maybe 3 or 4 summers ago where pretty much all I wore exclusively was red blush. I did like a really, really bronzy look with like a gold highlighter suitable for my skin tone. So MAC Soft and Gentle, like heavy highlighter on the cheeks, and then red blush. And that was like my summer look, really simple on the eyes, simple on the lips. And I just thought it was stunning. Like I was in love with that look. And so I actually got a ton of use out of this blush, even though it doesn't look like it because it's so pigmented, but I am ready to declutter this. So this is another declutter. I'm doing really well. I'm actually surprised at myself. I wasn't thinking that I was gonna get rid of those. This is, I don't know where I got this from, a brand called Malibu Glitz. I think it might have been a gift from my sister. Um, an interesting sort of deeper pink. And I don't like the scent of this blush. And yeah, it's not pleasant. It's like a very, very old school, kind of like if you've ever tried Krylon products, they're quite heavily scented. It smells similar to that, and or at least the older Krylon products. I don't know if they still add scent to their products. I haven't tried Krylon for a long time, but it's just too much. I don't find it pleasant to use, and I'm just not going to use it. So this is also a declutter. Oh, this one. Oh my God. OG NYX. Anyone else have these blushes? NYX discontinued these years ago. This blush still slaps, still works. I've used it. You can see I've sort of used up. It used to have like a crisscross pattern on it, and you can't see the pattern anymore. So I've used this a ton. This is like the perfect plummy nude color. And years ago, when I considered decluttering it, I don't know if you can see, it's like a plummy pink. I swatched it against everything else in my collection, and I couldn't find anything that was similar. And so I kept it. And do you know what? It still feels creamy. This must be over 12 years old at this point. I just don't reach for this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just swatch some of the other colors that I have in my collection, because since the last time I really checked the color against things, my collection has changed a little bit. So this is in the maybe pile, but it really should be a declutter because of how old it is. But the formula is still amazing. I don't know why NYX got rid of these. It's like a matte, but it's not too matte or too dry on the cheeks. It looks really pretty on the cheeks. It's pigmented. It's silky, like everything you want from a blush, really, if you want a matte blush. So this is going to go in the maybe pile for now. I really should declutter it. We'll see how I feel at the end. This little one, it looks like an eyeshadow, right? But it's actually a blush. MAC released a little range of these, like ultra pigmented blushes. And at the time, I was really looking for a true orange blush. I don't know why orange is not a flattering color on me. And this is an interesting formula. It almost feels like a little sort of heavy, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan. Like it's not fully matte either. It's got a sheen on it. I'm going to have to try it again on my cheeks, but it's just such a bright color that I don't tend to reach for it that much. But also that makes it quite unique in my collection. So this for now, I think will be something that I aim to use in 2025, see if I like it. And I think at the end of 2025, when I do my next round of declutters, if I haven't used it by then, I am going to declutter it, because there's no point holding on to something that I'm not going to use. But I mean, just look at that. Look at how unique it is. So interesting for a blush. What was it? In case you're interested, it's called Bright Response Powder Blush. Let's do Tarte because I have a few. So I fell in love with the Tarte Amazonian. Oh my god, making a mess. Clay blushes because my sister gifted this to me. It's a shade called Feisty, and I think it was a limited edition shade. It's a really pretty, like a neutral peach, basically. Really easy to wear, gorgeous, silky, smooth, light. The next one feels a little bit thicker, a little bit smoother, and you can see. I mean, I know I built the next one up, but this swatch like this anyway. You might think it's not that pigmented, but on the cheeks, it's amazing, and it lasts forever, like 12, 14, 16 hours. It's still there. So I'm definitely keeping this one. But because I love that one so much, I ummed and ahed for ages. And then in 2023, I went and got another mini from Sephora. And this one is in the shade Seduce. And it's like I have used this a lot. I know it doesn't look like it because I haven't even worn off the pattern, but I actually have used this a number of times. It's very similar, but this is cooler. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully you can. This is more peach. This is more pink. Um, but this does look pretty on the cheeks. However, this does not last. Like, there's been so many times where I've worn it. Sorry, I'm wiping my fingers on a towel to the side there. And then 4 or 5 hours later, check myself in the mirror or something, and I'm like, my blush is gone. Like, what happened? So, as though this is a pretty color and I want to keep it because this is the sort of color that I'd get heaps of use out of, I'm not that impressed with the formula. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's a different formula. I don't know. Maybe it's just that shade. Exposed is a shade that I've wanted for ages. I don't know if you've been around for like a decade or so, you know how Exposed, like the beauty community was in the groups of Exposed, like everyone had Exposed. And it looks like a nothing shade, but it's just one of those shades that if you just don't know what you want to wear and you like a more pinky blush, this is the most perfect nudie light pink. And again, feels really nice, feels really smooth. And now that I have it, I like it. It's a nice addition to my collection. You can see as nude blushes go, these three are perfect. Like for everyday wear, those three are really all I need. Those three colors that go with most things as well. The issue with this again is that it doesn't wear that well on me. I don't know. The Amazonian clay formula is known for being long wearing, so I'm not sure what's happened. On me, they don't wear well, apart from that original one, Feisty, that I got as a gift years ago. So I don't know if it means Tarte has changed the formula or what, but I'm gonna keep using them because I bought this in 2023 as well. So I'm gonna keep using it and see how I feel. But yeah, I'm not that impressed. I don't think I'll buy any more of these, and but I'm keeping for now. Okay, these two are from a brand called Camp Cosmetics, which no longer are around. They had amazing products. I will not get rid of these. These are some of my favorite blushes. There's like a peachy shade with gold, silver sparkle, but you don't see those on the cheeks. You can see how just pretty, hopefully you can see these colors, like bright sort of peach. I love wearing this as an everyday shade. It is so flattering on the cheeks. Keep. And then there is this more sort of plummy nude. Again, really, really pretty. It looks a little ashy on my hand, but my hand is darker than my face. And this just looks really pretty. It looks like just a really pretty nude compared to maybe that Tarte Exposed. It's maybe got a slightly bit more sort of purple in it. But it's still really pretty, really smooth, really nice on the cheeks. I'm keeping both of those, though you can't get those. That brand has been discontinued. Let's look at, these are from Essence. Like, look at this. The packaging, Essence packaging just doesn't last. I have two. I have had more in the past, and I kind of throw them away when they get to this point where the packaging just starts to crumble. This again looks like a nothing shade. But whenever I'm stumped for what blush to wear, and I just want something really easy and neutral that's not going to take away from, say, an eye look, say I've done like a stronger eye look, and I don't necessarily want anything too peach or too pink or too cool toned, I reach for this because it's like a neutral brown. Like it has, yeah, actually it is neutral. Like it's not warm. Like you can see, hopefully you can see swatch next to the Tarte. Like this one's a lot warmer, and then swatch next to that Cam Cosmetics one. This is a lot cooler, right? And even next to Tarte Seduce, I believe that shade was, that one's slightly more pink. So this is like that perfect neutral blush. And I don't have anything in my collection like this. I have tried swatching against everything in the past because, again, I was thinking, oh, this is getting a bit old. The packaging is falling apart. Um, and I'll just have to see. This is in the shade 30 Rose Me Up. Essence, continues to just discontinue really good things and then bring out different things. So I don't know if they have this shade anymore. I mean, I could just go and have a look and see if they've got something similar. But for now, I'm going to keep, simply because it's a shade that I just don't have in my collection. And it's really pretty and I reach for it a lot. This one is in the shade 60 Beaming. Again, I don't know if it's available anymore. Like a peachy, I'm going to say peachy pink a lot in this video when I don't know what the color is, I think. I'm okay with letting this go. This is way too light. It barely shows up on me, and I'm comfortable with letting this go. This doesn't really do much for me. So that one's a declutter. What else? What other random things do I have? I've got this little one from Kind Face. It's like a brand in Priceline. This one's actually a shimmer bronzer in number 1 tanning. And this is just a really pretty smooth blush. I use it as a blush, sorry. Like it is on the cheeks, like again, I don't know if you can see because it's quite a light blush and it's a satin formula. On the cheeks, it definitely looks quite bronzy, but it's for days where I just want a really bronzy look because it's got an ever so slightly hint of pink to it that it's a bit different to my bronzes. So I'm going to keep this because, again, it's kind of unique in my collection. I don't really have anything like that. And it looks a lot different on the cheeks. It looks like a bronzy, like a bronze with a slight bit of pink, which I think suits me really well. So that is a key. These are some of the oldest blushes in my collection. We're talking over 15 years old. Would you believe these still slap? These are from the Balm. They don't smell, the consistency hasn't changed. They still look beautiful on the cheeks. I have the color Down Boy, which is like a bright plummy pink. Still feels nice. There. I have Hot Mama, which is like a peach with, it's a satin shade, a peachy pink. Like it's got like almost like a gold duochrome reflect on it. Very, very pretty. I have Cabana Boy, which is like a darker plum. This is a really pretty like wintry shade. There. And then I have Frat Boy, which is like your everyday sort of peach color. Really, really gorgeous. I love these blushes. I do not want to get rid of them. I'm just thinking that they are really, really old, but they still work really well. So, and I mean, the packaging is so nice. They're so nice and compact. And I love all of them. I wear all of them. But like if I'm really honest and I'm looking through the swatches I just have on my hand in this first bit of blushes that I've done, these are looking kind of similar. This is slightly more red compared to the NYX, the Cabana Boy. This Down Boy, I think is fairly unique in my collection. I don't have anything quite that cool toned. And this is just such an easy color to wear. It's probably closest to the Essence one, but that was so light and I've gotten rid of that one anyway. I am going to keep these for now. Let's see how I feel by the end of the video. Because I want it to be ruthless, right? I wanted to get rid of stuff. So I just feel like they're just such easy blushes to wear. I don't want to get rid of stuff for the sake of getting rid of stuff. This is like my high-end section, so let's leave that for last. I have two Max Factor blushes. Again, these are really old, but this is, I don't know if Max Factor still carries this, so I don't know if there's any point. Anyway, I'll tell you the names. This is the Cream Puff Blush in 10 Nude Mauve and in 20 Lavish Mauve. And this is like a really pretty neutral mauve, I guess. And this is more pink. I hate that the packaging is broken, like it really bugs me, but I don't know if you can see these products, they had it like a dome. And I don't know if you can see this one's flattened out, like the dome bit, the top, the highest part of the dome has flattened out. That's how much I've used it. And then look at this one, completely flat. That's how much I have used these. I still reach for these because they are so beautiful on the lips, on the cheeks. In fact, if I were to compare these to any other, other formulas, these are quite similar to the Gucci formula, and the Gucci formula is like my favorite formula of blush. I only have one, but I absolutely love it. And these are like slightly more pigmented, slightly more powdery, but the effect on the cheeks is very similar to the Gucci blush. So I love these. I'm going to keep these, even though this packaging drives me nuts. And I don't want to go and buy one just to upgrade this color. I'd rather actually try and pan it this year and then just, you know, throw it away at the end of 2025. So I'm going to keep these two for now. This Bare Minerals one, like I've gone through a few times and almost decluttered it and then brought it back into my collection. And it's actually a really easy mid-tone pink blush to wear. But it's there. I just don't reach for it. This is a really, really nice formula. It's smooth, it's silky, it looks really pretty on the cheeks, really smoothing, really nice. It lasts a decent amount of time, but I just don't reach for it. So this is going to be a declutter as well. These two Odins I love. They're not going anywhere. I got these in 2022. They're just such unique colors. This is a satin blush and it's beautiful. And I wish they'd just do more satin blushes, honestly, because they hit it out of the park. This is the most gorgeous, silky smooth formula that you can tell is not completely matte, but then it doesn't have too much shine to it either. And then, oh, sorry, that one was in the shade Peach Gleam. This came out with the Solmana 2 collection, I believe. There was like I think there was 6 blushes and 6 highlighters. I don't know if they still have these, but if they do, I would recommend both of these shades that I have. And I believe in terms of formula, the other ones are really nice too. This one is in Warm Sun. And it is just an apricot-y orange shade. I love this. I don't have anything else like this in my collection. And I'm going to keep both of these. My keep pile is getting rather large. Oh, these Clinique Cheek Pop blushes. I loved these. I loved these so much. This was the original. This was the one that started my love for it. It looks a little janky because it hard panned and then I tried to get the hard pan off. I need to like... This is such an easy shade for me to wear. It's like a mid-tone pink. Maybe ever so slightly more red to it, so it's not so pink. And this gives the most beautiful sheen to the cheeks without having any sparkle or anything. I am going to keep this one was in Ginger Pop. I think they still have these blushes. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked up Clinique makeup in a long time. This one's a keep. The others, unfortunately, I never found to have quite the same effect on the cheeks. This one is in the shade Melon Pop. This is too light for me. I do reach for it sometimes, but honestly, now that I look at it, I'm just sort of comparing it to some of the other colors. I'm just not sure if I need it. And I don't know if you can tell. I mean, I can tell. This just looks like a standard blush. It doesn't have the beautiful effect of this one. And so let's just put it to the side for a second. This one is like a deep plum Cola Pop. I lusted after this for ages. Oh, that's pretty. But I am going to compare these to two other blushes that I have first before I make a decision. And this one has that sheen that the Ginger Pop has. So let's think about that for a sec. And then this one is Heather Pop. Okay, I feel like I don't need Heather Pop. And again, it doesn't have that pretty glow that the other two have, which is what I love about that formula. Right. So the Cola Pop, I want to compare to this MAC blush that I have called Love Thing. I do not need too many of these sorts of shades. So this is the MAC Love Thing. It is quite different, isn't it? This is just like a deeper pink, deeper plummy pink. Whoops. And this actually does have some sparkle to it as well. Oh, they're both so pretty and quite different. And then I have this really old NARS blush that I still love. And I have a feeling, yeah, I was going to say, I have a feeling this one's more bronzy. Okay. I really don't think I need both of these, but I do love the NARS one, so I am gonna put that aside for a sec. The NARS one is quite different, being quite bronzy compared to the other ones. But I don't really have anything like this now either. If I declutter this, I don't have anything else like this in my collection. But the question is, do I reach for this sort of shade? Okay, you know what? I'm going to keep them for now, both of them actually. And I think this is more of a shade that I would reach for in the wintertime, to be honest with you, if I was going to wear a shade like that. And this one's more wearable though. This one's decidedly more pink. So this is an easier shade to wear for me. These are meant for darker skin. So I do feel like if you have darker skin, this would be like a really nice, probably mid-tone pink that you could wear every day. On me, it is a bit more dramatic and dark. So I do have to like make it a point of reaching for these to wear them. And if I haven't reached for these by the end of 2025, I will declutter them. But for now, I am keeping both. And so let me put that there. Now this NARS Duo, since I was just talking about it, this was from a range like, this is actually called Fervor, forever ago. They don't sell this anymore. But it's just these are like baked blushes. And I mean, you can see both of these are quite unique to my collection. And I do like mixing them. The packaging, I hate. It's all gross and sticky. I don't know what to do with the packaging, but the blushes themselves are amazing. I'm too scared to depot. Actually, no, I can't because I think they're baked in. It's yeah, that's right. They don't have like metallic pans that they're in. They're baked into this compact. So yeah, keep, because I love the blush. I still reach for this even though it's really old, really pretty on the cheeks. I'm going to keep that. Let's see. I have decided I am going to declutter these two Clinique ones. And I'm just sort of looking at the swatches just to make sure. Yep, these MAC ones. This is really old, limited edition collection blush, Royal Sunset. I am not getting rid of this. I love it. I still reach for it. It's a bit light for me, but I can build it up. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep that one. This one is Lure to Love. I believe this was also limited edition. It's like a baked formula, so more sheen. Really easy color to wear. A little light for me again, but I can build it up. So keep for now. Oh, this is like one of my favorite blushes. It's called At Dusk. This was also limited edition. And oh, it's very sheer, so I do have to build it up. I don't even know if you can see that. It is like a mid-tone pink. Really easy. Mid-tone pink, really easy to wear. A little bit on the cooler side. And yeah, just really easy to wear. And I'm not ready to get rid of that. So this was, yeah, that's right. Extra Dimension blush. And I'm going to keep that. This is a blush called Dainty, and this is the mineralized blush formula. And I got it because I thought it was such a pretty pink, and I thought, again, unique to my collection. Like, I don't, although actually, is it? Now that I'm swatching it, maybe at the time that I bought it, it was. This shows up on me. It is a pink. It is a little bit on the cooler side, bright pink though. Again, I feel like if I had one word, like if I was thinking about this in my head, and it would be, this is a spring blush. This is what I think of when I think spring blush. And so I am going to keep that one for now. This is a Lancome blush. Just really, really easy to wear. The only Lancome blush I have, I did like I bought this secondhand from someone, probably very similar to some of the, like you can see, now that I'm looking at my sort of all the swatches on my hand, I'm realizing how much plummy pink shades I have. So interesting. And this is like another plummy pink shade. But the formula of this is really lovely. And I love reaching for this. So I think I'm going to keep that for now. This one is a Dior blush. It was like one of the first high-end makeup products I bought for myself. And I don't know if they sell this anymore. They've probably reformulated all their blushes since then. This is quite old. This is Coral Cruise and is like a really bright coral shade right there. So very similar to the NARS one, actually. Now that I look at it, different formula. But I am going to keep because I do love it and I do use it still. These two Chanel blushes, I believe, were both limited edition. I could be wrong. This is 280 Golden Sun. It looks like a nothing blush again, but it is so pretty. Oh my god, they're so silky and beautiful. This does have these silver sparkles in it, but it's really, really gorgeous. This is like a bronzy pink color, and I absolutely adore it. And then this one is in Alezane, 260 Alezane. I'm pretty sure this was limited edition. And this is like a warmer version. This one hard pans really easily, which annoys me because Chanel, these are not cheap blushes. Yeah, so this is like a more bronzy, warmer version. It does show up on my cheeks though, but I don't like that it hard pans so quickly, but I am going to keep it. These blushes are like an investment, so not easy to get rid of them when I sort of paid so much money for them, but I do treasure them, actually. I do really like them. Both of these are shades that I really reach for in the cooler months, even though they're quite bronzy shades. Like I could wear them during the summer, but for some reason, I just, when I look at them, I associate them with cooler weather. This is my Gucci blush, the only Gucci blush that I have. It is like, oh, it's so silky and nice. Where am I going to swatch this? Again, another mid-tone, plummy pink. Warmer though than like if I'm looking at some of these other ones that I described as being a plummy pink. Oh, it is actually quite unique to my collection. Because it is warmer, it's a lot easier for me to wear. This is one of those blushes that I can just throw on and it'll be suitable with most looks. And I love the formula. It is so nice. I definitely want more of these Gucci blushes, but I will not be buying any more blushes until I can sort of whittle down my collection a bit. Okay, so these are all my powder blushes, I believe. Let's see how many I am keeping. So okay, 32 keeps, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 declutters. I mean, could I declutter more? Probably. I'm pretty happy with decluttering 8 though, to be honest. 8 powder products. Now I have 32. Can I make it a nice round number? What other blush wasn't I sure about that I was on the fence for? I think I decided to keep all my MAC ones. Tarte ones I'm keeping for now. Golan I'm keeping. Already decluttered the cheek pops. Honestly, maybe it is time to get rid of these, the balm ones. I mean, if I'm honest, not that I was dishonest, but I mean, I'm just not reaching for these that often. I do reach for them still, but not that often. I'm just trying to think of what were my most used. I think, yeah, okay. I think I'm going to keep Frat Boy because it's just such an easy color to wear, and Down Boy. And get rid of Hot Mama and Cabana Boy. Is that what I want to do? Do I want to get rid of Cabana Boy? So I am getting rid of Hot Mama. Let's see. I know I just swatched these, but I just have to just want to compare them to some of the stuff I am keeping. Okay, so Down Boy, Cabana Boy. Let's actually compare it to the two MACs that I'm keeping. I feel like they might be the more comparable ones. I've just made a mess. I've somehow managed to get blush everywhere. So this is the MAC and this darker plummy MAC one. To be honest with you, now that I'm looking at Down Boy and Cabana Boy, I feel like if I was going to reach for a cooler pink, I would reach for the MAC. And then if I was going to reach for something a bit more plummy, I would again reach for the MAC. So, wow. Okay. I'm going to get rid of both of these. Nice. I was not expecting to do that, but so I decluttered another 3. So that means I'm keeping 29 and decluttering 11. Great. Okay, I'm really happy with that. All right, let me get myself, this next one. I put it in the maybe pile. You know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to say goodbye. It is different. The tone of it is different to the rest of the stuff in my collection, but honestly, I don't reach for it enough to justify keeping it. And so the next one's going to go as well. So I've actually now decluttered 20, I'm keeping 28, decluttering 12. Great. Editing spring here, I decided to split this video into 2 parts because there's at least 45 minutes remaining for the rest of my blush, bronzer and highlighter declutter. So thank you so much for watching this video and I hope to see you in part 2. It will be a ruthless declutter, so I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you again. Bye.